Okay, so we're going to do the segula of the day here, even though we're on a trip, but it doesn't mean we have to stop. I brought the sfarim with us, so let's continue. The segula for the day is another one for memory, how we can enhance our memory to remember what we learned. It says here segula zikaron, that's brought in Sefer Zechira, and in many other places, such as Sefer Or Tzadikim and Yesod Yosef. Somebody that wants to make sure that he remembers what he learns, and that he'll remember whatever iyunim, how he went into depth in his learning. He wants to remember his journey in his mind. Sheyichtov oto. He should write his thoughts on his learning, like you do. Take notes on what you learn, or even if you want to learn a specific verse. Let's say you want to memorize a verse in the Torah, a certain pasuk, then you should write it down 10 times, or whatever amount of times necessary. Probably 10 times will be enough, and you're going to remember it. Why? Because it says in the pasuk, Ki tishmerem bevitnecha. What's ki tishmerem bevitnecha? You'll keep it in your heart and stomach, same thing. Shirashe tevot shelohu kitav. Right? Ki is kaf, tishmerem is taf, bevitnecha is bet, ze kitav. Sha'idea aktiva, that through writing, yihya davar shamur etzlo. Whatever you learned, it will be protected, it will be guarded with your memory. You're not going to forget it. Now in Sefer Yesod Yosef, he says not just writing alone. He says that people used to put a knot or something around their finger, like a little string around their finger, so that they would remember, right? He says, where did they get that from? They got that from Mishlei. Kashiram aletz beotecha, tie it on your finger. Kitevam aluach libecha, write it on the walls of your heart. So just like we could do the physical action of tying something on your finger, but it's still not enough. It has to be written on the walls of your heart. I'll give you an example to this. How many times do you meet somebody, you add the contact in your phone, but then you don't remember the name of that person that you added in the phone? You added your phone, you have thousands of contacts now, right? So what do? You write over there a note on the side. Let's say you met a guy, John Doe, construction. Mm-hmm. So now the construction part helps you remember who John Doe was when you're looking for his number. 6 weeks after you stored him, if you just put John Doe, you're not going to remember to look him up. So that's what it means, to write it on the walls of your heart. Shlomo HaMelech didn't mean to tie a rope around your finger. Shlomo HaMelech meant use your fingers to write, right? Lichtiva, shimush be'etzbaotav lichtiva, ve'al yedei zeh yiyeh davar shamur al luach libo. That through you writing with your fingers, it's going to be written also in your heart. And Sefer Or Tzadikim, it says that ikar zechira, the main part of memory, ba'al yedei aktiva, only comes through writing. People think these Dead Sea Scrolls, right? They use it as like a reference sometimes against us. Oh look, in our Sefer Torah it says over here like this, but in the Dead Sea Scrolls it says like that. If you do a little bit of research on those Dead Sea Scrolls were done by students that would sit down and just write whatever their rabbi was teaching them. They would write it down. So there was a lot of mistakes in there because they were writing to remember it. So a lot of times in one jar, they would have found a lot of not jar, but those pottery things that they had, they would find a lot of the same pages, a lot of copies of the same work inside, because that's what they would do. They would write it in order to remember it. Now the halacha